Hi everybody, in this video you'll get the chance to do a small exercise. Specifically, I will put on the screen a research question and your task is then to determine what the problem is with that research question. So I'll put up this slide once more. It can serve as a checklist of sorts to be able to evaluate research questions. I have some research questions. Please evaluate them using these criteria and suggest how they could be changed. I'll pause for a few seconds between each question so you can yourself pause the video. After that, when you're ready, when you have an answer to a research question, you can start the video again, and I'll give my suggestion on why the questioning is problematic. Please notice that I'm not necessarily highlighting all the problems that exist with that research question, only the most noteworthy problems. So you might find problems with the question that I didn't highlight, and if you do so, great, that's not a problem at all. That just shows that you are on top of this. So let's start with the first question. How does social media affect people's behavior? And now you can pause the video. Welcome back. So the problem with this question is, for me at least, it's quite limited. The question it's not sufficiently limited. Terms like social media and people's behavior are far too broad, encompassing a vast range of platforms and possible behaviors. Also, who are these people? Which is the focus of this study. This lack of limitation makes it hard to design a really focused study. So let's see what a better question would be. What effect does the daily use of YouTube have on the attention span of children aged 13 to 16 in Sweden? So we are local, Sweden, children aged 13 and 16, that's quite specific. And we are talking about one platform, YouTube. So, and also a behavior attention span. So this might be a better question going forward. I'll now move on to the second example. Has there been an increase in childhood obesity in the US in the past 10 years? You can now pause the video and find the problems. Welcome back. So for me, first, again, the question is not sufficiently limited. It does not specify which age group of children is being studied, nor does it clarify what it's meant by childhood obesity. Accordingly, different definitions and metrics could apply. But second, the question lacks complexity at the same time. It is answerable with a simple yes or no and does not invite deeper analysis into the factors influencing childhood obesity. So for me, a better question would be, how have school intervention programs affected the rate of childhood obesity among first to sixth grade students? I'll move on to the third example. The question is there a higher power in the universe? You can pause the video now. Welcome back. This question is not researchable because I cannot empirically investigate using scientific methods this question. There are no measurable variables or observable phenomena that allow for an objective study. At most, you can, for example, research the effects of faith or what other people have stated about faith more generally. That might be a study, but this can't be a study. So a better question might be, so how does educational background influence the strength of a belief in God among adult members of Swedish Pentecostal congregations? So it's more specific. You're looking at something that you can actually study parishioners in the Swedish Pentecostal congregation, and also what their level of education, these kinds of things. So this is a researchable question, while the question if there's a higher power in the universe, that's not researchable at all. So moving on to the fourth example. What are the favorite ice cream flavors of students in a physics class when studying when studying quantum mechanics? You can pause the video and search for the problems. Welcome back. So, it's not relevant. This question does not address any meaningful connection to the subject matter. It lacks academic significance and would not contribute valuable insights to the field of study. So a better question might be, how do student-centered teaching approaches in quantum mechanics classes influence learning outcomes among undergraduate physics students? Yeah, let's just take away the ice cream and the question becomes a lot better and more interesting as well. You get some results from such as, if you study that question, you get some interesting results that are actually relevant for teachers and programs going forward within quantum mechanics. Okay, let's move on to the fifth example. How do college students in the world respond to different teaching methods over their entire academic career? You can now pause the video. Welcome back. So, again, this is not limited enough because it encompasses all college students globally, all possible teaching methods, and quite an extended time frame, their entire academic career, which makes it far too broad to study effectively. And also in terms of feasibility, gathering data on such a diverse and massive population across different countries, cultures, and educational systems is impractical, if not impossible. There are these kinds of large studies being done, but we are talking about hundreds, if not thousands, of researchers that are contributing to these kinds of studies. If you're going to be doing this yourself, it's not possible at all. So, more proper research question might be, how do first-year students at Malmö University respond to lecture-based versus project-based teaching methods in introductory courses during their first semester? So this is quite limited. It's feasible. You could do a test where you see how they respond to these kinds of lecture-based or project-based teaching methods and also it's introductory courses during their first semester. So quite specific and feasible, which is good. Then example number 6. How does withholding access to essential educational resources from certain groups of students improve their motivation to learn compared to those who receive full support? We can now pause the video. So welcome back. It's an unethical question because it involves intentionally denying some students necessary support, potentially causing them harm and violating principles of fairness and justice. If a student needs some kind of support, how can we deny them that support just because we want to do a study? That's not unethical at all. A better question, if you're interested in this topic, might be, how does the level of access to educational resources relate to students' motivation among university students in different academic support programs? So that might be a better question going forward. So these were just a few examples of problematic research questions. I hope you've gained some insights into how you can develop your research question going forward. So good luck when developing your research questions. Take care.